The Music Center, the Performing Arts Center of Los Angeles County, is one of the world's great cultural centers. The stages of its 4 iconic venues have been graced by many of the greatest artists of our time. But just as importantly, the Music Center plays a vital leadership role supporting arts education in our local schools. Each year, professional artists from the Music Center visit over 300 schools, providing dynamic performances and leading hands-on arts workshops for students and teachers. We are grateful for the talented women of Club 100, a volunteer group of professional women who help support the education programs of the Music Center. To provide encouragement and inspiration for local teachers and principals, the Music Center has joined with Club 100 to produce the Bravo Awards. Bravo recognizes educators for excellence in arts education. In addition to individual classroom teachers and arts specialists, the Bravo Awards also honor entire schools for their commitment to the arts. The program you are about to see profiles one such school, Millikan Middle School in the Los Angeles Unified School District. Millikan was a past finalist for the Bravo Award. We share their story to encourage and inspire other schools to deepen their commitment to the arts as part of the core curriculum. Millikan is a Title I school serving over 1,600 students in grades 6 through 8. 388 students live outside of the immediate area and attend the school's Performing Arts Magnet program, part of the school district's integration efforts. While all resident and magnet students have access to outstanding arts courses, those students seeking more advanced training may audition to participate in the Performing Arts Academy. Millikan has developed such a comprehensive arts program through the leadership and dedication of its administrators, teachers, and parents. The school has not provided special funding from the school district for its arts programs. Rather, they have been extremely creative in how they schedule the regular school day to provide needed time for arts courses and rehearsals. They have applied this same creativity to develop partnerships with professional artists and to raise the supplemental funding needed to support their many fine arts programs. We hope you enjoy this program and are inspired to work to strengthen arts education in your own community.
I've learned that our possibilities are so large right now, and just wherever you put your mind to, you can do it.
I used to be a little bit crazier, and I think it's made me calmer. It's made me work with people better.
Every kid when they were 5 said, I want to be a singer, or I want to be an actor, or I want to be a famous basketball star. But these kids, through their developing years, still have that passion.
I've always loved performing arts, so my mom told me about the school and we went on a tour, and I was hooked ever since I saw the classes.
I think it first starts with a vision and philosophy of the school, and whenever we talk about success, we talk about caring. When we talk about education, everything is from innate, it's from inside, from within a person. And what I think sets Millikan apart from other schools is that folks here from every facet, from their parents to our custodial staff, administration, teachers, clerks, students, they care about kids, and that comes across. Many of our faculty are second career people. They've had previous experiences in the industry, in acting or music, if they're for our performing arts, and they bring these wonderful life experiences to the classroom.
We look for teachers that have a thorough content knowledge. We look for passion. We look for excitement, we look for commitment. We've finally gotten to the point where a lot of people come to us, and sometimes people are not really willing to put in the time. This is a school that the teachers are committed to the point of oftentimes teaching during nutrition, working on the weekends, creating programs. We want to know what you've created. What did you do beyond just teaching in the classroom?
you will get frostbite, people told.
I have a degree in film scoring from the Berklee College of Music in Boston. I came to LA to work as a music editor in the film industry, and after 4 years, I decided to turn my career around, and I earned a teaching credential and was hired here at Millikan as an English and history teacher.
Well, I've been singing, dancing, and acting since I was 3. I've won lots of numerous awards. I was the Disneyland Creativity Challenge winner for Orange County in Los Angeles. So acting and singing and dancing on stage since I was a little kid. So basically I have that bond and connection with a lot of my students because we share the same background and interests.
Okay, places, let's have a good rehearsal.
I teach a beginning drama class for 6th graders who are in the Magnet or Academy programs. I have a few kids that are in the resident, but beginning 6th grade drama, I have 2 of those. I also teach an intermediate drama to 7th, 8th grade split classes, and that's kind of like a scene study class. I teach an advanced drama class to 8th graders who have some experience in drama classes before, and I also teach a drama production class. And the drama production class are students that not only audition to get into Millikan, but they also then audition to get into my class. And we do competitions and plays, and we shoot films.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Musical theater department is a 7th and 8th grade program. It's 3 teachers, Miss Lappin, Mr. Krusap, and myself. I do all the choreography and teach dance for the shows. We just finished in February, Anything Goes. That was my first production here. And we're now going to be working on Ain't Misbehaving. That will be our spring musical in June. But in the meanwhile, we have a bunch of other fun things that go on with dance. So we're very busy at Millikan.
I would love to give variety when giving creative projects to the kids. I will tie in all sorts of state standards from different academic and performing arts areas to give the kids an opportunity to really try to show off their talents in all of the areas in the school. Last year I had the kids do performing arts. They did choreography to an ancient Greek dance that I had them research for our history class. It was beautiful. They choreographed it and they performed it for the parents. These things really add excitement to the class. The kids really remember what they're learning when they are able to use their talents towards their work.
The magnet is through the Choices brochure, and that's given out by Los Angeles United School District. And the parents fill out, they only have one choice. We have 700 on our waiting list, and they're selected through a lottery. It's a point system, so every year a parent applies, they get points, and if they live in a crowded area, they get points. It's sort of complicated, but we get great kids. We also have the Academy, and in that program, the kids audition. That's going on today, by the way. There's 5th graders here with their parents, and they're doing a monologue, a song, and they're learning to dance. But we do look at their report cards and references. It's not just their talent. In terms of the excellence, we have kids that are so talented it blows your mind away. We give that kid that has that talent an excellent program in drama, dance, instrumental music, choir. We take that kid that loves to sing, and then we fine-tune their talent so they can sing songs that most 12, 13, 14-year-olds cannot sing. We take kids that love dancing, that danced at camp, that have some after-school dance. We give them dance classes every day. So that child that has some talent, some desire, we just let them shine. And that's why there's smiles on their faces.
What do you see? Write down what you see in the painting.
Right now, my students have a project due tomorrow. I actually gave them a choice. They were reading science fiction and fantasy books, and they either had to A, create the front page of a newspaper from the world of their book, pretending that they're a news reporter or news editor, and if they didn't want to do that, then they take out their video camera and make a news program from the world of their book. And they just hand me a DVD, and it has to look like a news program.
I try to incorporate dramatizations is something that I do a lot of role playing, a lot of visual art since that is my background. So we did collages. When we were studying the immigration unit, we were able to study Diego Rivera and his style of drawing and how we can incorporate that into our style. So the kids did their oil pastel drawings and observing art, going out and trying out different things is a way that we have incorporated in the classroom.
I love bringing in songs into the classroom and encouraging the students to sing along with
colonial songs or songs that deal with westward expansion, the Civil War. I allow students to do reenactments. We do quite a bit of that in the classroom. Really bringing history alive is the key thing. I love students when they actually take a portion of the history and they develop something creative and new. For example, I had students take excerpts from the Declaration of Independence and create their own original work with that, whether it was a rap or a poem or an actual play. But really truly bringing the history alive within the classroom, I think, is what's fundamental.
I'm looking for individuality. Does it pop? Does it say something about you?
Keeping in mind that I know that they have this like internal need and drive to create something. So with every lesson that I do, I find some way to scaffold it to give them an opportunity to go in any direction they want to go. And I really focus any direction. If you want to sing, if you want to do an interpretive dance, if you want to create a skit, do a monologue, take it any way you want to take it, as long as you can show me that you've mastered the standard or the skill that I've put in front of you.
I teach currently 2 classes of beginning winds and percussion.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Students who complete a year of the beginning class will then move on to either intermediate or advanced level. I have an intermediate band and I have an advanced band, which we call senior band. I also teach a very advanced percussion ensemble class. We call that the music laboratory. After 1 year, students from the beginning level classes can move into either intermediate band, senior band, or percussion ensemble. Those that skip an intermediate level and go right into senior level have to be a little more dedicated and a little more hardworking. They have to take advantage of our peer tutoring program, and they have to get help from the more advanced players. The more advanced players get extra credit for helping them, but it all works out.
Together they write a script, a story that they came up with, and then they film it, edit it together, and then they get to show it for strangers, for basically kids at school and then parents or anyone else who sees it. To me, what that really enhances is their understanding of English, creativity, and writing, basically, because when you're growing up in school, you're in middle school or high school, you write a paper, maybe you write a story, and maybe, maybe your teacher reads it, and maybe your best friend reads it, and maybe, your sister reads it or something. Here they're doing that at a really young age, and they're showing it to many, many, many strangers.
Teach, don't assign. I took lots of art classes in middle school and high school. I had a wonderful time taking these classes. Didn't learn a thing. And it wasn't until I got to college that I realized I hadn't learned anything. I was using the wrong brushes with the wrong mediums. I didn't know about paper. I didn't know how to create light or shadows. And those are the things you normally learn in college. So when I had the wonderful opportunity to create the art program at Millikan, what I did is take everything you would normally have to wait to learn in college, put it in a middle school format. When I designed this program, I did it to meet the needs of all of our students. Most of the special ed students go through my classes at this school, and they are all successful. Every student in my class is successful because I believe every student, every one of us, is an artist. I don't believe you were born an artist. I think some of us had a natural talent toward drawing, but I think all of us could develop that same talent.
I think the first thing that pops into my head is that we really try to teach dance as an art form and stress this idea that it's a wonderful workout for the mind as well as the muscles. So we are focusing on developing the technique and skills for our students, some of whom are at a very basic level and some are actually quite advanced for their age. But I would say that, we try to teach the history behind the different dances that we teach. My style is I do modern jazz and ballet, so we want them to have the framework of where these dances came from and why we still do them.
We have over 26 different languages spoken, and the languages range from Hebrew to Thai. I oversee the students that are from a lower socioeconomic background, and I also oversee our second language learners, which are students that are learning English for the first time.
Yes, we have a magnet, but we also have a number of academies here. We have a number of special programs that were started by teachers. They're extra programs in addition to the regular day. So we have this magnet, we have a performing arts magnet, but we also have science, we have math, we have all these other things, all of these other activities that I think make the school special.
Looking good but feeling bad from grieving over you.
We have quite a range of choirs at Millikan. We have
4 choirs and 3 sections of musical theater. The choirs range from non-audition, 10-week choir courses, to chamber choir, advanced choir, which are auditioned courses, and musical theater, which are highly auditions and grade selected too, because they have to miss a certain amount of class for rehearsal, and they do 2 full-length Broadway shows a year.
We have this kind of relevant and effective learning policy. You take a puppet project where the kids write their own puppet shows, and they're going to cover the elements of fiction, starting from setting, exposition, characters, plot, rising action, conflicts, climax, resolution. And so they're learning these writing skills, and it's fun.
5, 6, 7, 8. Well, here at Millikan, we have a winter show. Includes dance, and we have a show in May. This is where all the dance classes get to participate. We also have a lot of performances that go outside of Millikan. My kids do retirement homes, folk dance festivals, different festivals around the city and even state. We're going to take a group to Placerville to a great big folk dance festival in May. And we're taking 48 students to Palm Springs to a dance convention. They get out and not only see shows outside of Millikan, but they perform in them.
We're working on an original piece that I wrote for my drama production students. It's called Supervillain Comics. It's like a comic book come to life. It's based on the Justice League characters, and in it, Captain America is believed to be dead, so the Supergirl tries to reunite the Justice League after 15 years and take on corporate criminals and the United States government. It's a really political piece, but it's really a lot of fun. We had some parents build a car that is on casters and a motorcycle that's on casters. Batgirl and Robin are escaping these 2 federal agents, and there's all sorts of silliness. We go into slow motion sequences. Pedestrians are running out of the way of the car chase until finally there's a big spin out, and Batgirl and Robin end up getting arrested until Supergirl bails them out. So it was a lot of fun. We've got like 40 kids running around with props in the scene, and students dressed all in black, trying to create the effect of a live car chase happening in front of you.
Looking good.
More good.
Looking good.
There's a snap that has to happen. Looking good. Feeling bad.
At this school, we have an unusual situation. We have too much. Too many performing kids, too much stuff that's actually worth hearing. Too many soloists that are actually worth listening to, too many actors, dancers that are worth watching. Some schools have to scrape together enough to do 2 or 3 programs or plays a year. At this school, we have something happening. We have 20 or 30 concerts here a year.
Our school is a Title I school, which means we have to have 40% of our youngsters that are at or below the poverty level. And based on the number of youngsters you have, you get more dollars or more monies school-wide for those youngsters. We are what I would call a very poor school in terms of the categorical fundings we get. We get certain funding for our Title I students, and then we have our general budget. So in terms of other schools that have a greater number of Title I youngsters, they get additional funds that we don't. So we do a lot of fundraising within our academies, our shows, and then we also try to look for grants.
The ages are between late 10 years old to early 14-year-old. I teach strings, violin, viola, cello, string bass, and Afro-Caribbean percussion.
We've got so many things going that I do draw on some of the other teachers at Millikan. Many of our teachers at Millikan are musicians or artists in some way, and one of our 6th grade core teachers, Miss Bennett, is my brass coach, and she and I share the homeroom, and we have some extra brass students, our French horn players in that class as well, and she coaches them and helps them with their jazz music as well as their solos and ensembles that I make everybody do. I do draw upon other teachers here at school that are willing to give and donate their time to help out.
At the end of every year, we have a film festival. We try to get everyone in the school to come, you know, it's a big deal. I think we charge like $3 or something like that, and we don't make too much money from that. I think we made, you know, like $600 or $700 last year. But that really helped. We used that to buy a lot of tapes, which get eaten up really fast when you have all these classes.
We talk about No Child Left Behind, and people forget that when you look at the legislation, it says very clearly the arts are core. No Child Left Behind says the arts are core. Every child should have access to the arts. In a town like Los Angeles, it's unconscionable that you tell kids that in lieu of the arts, you must take a double block of math, a double block of language arts, a double block of something else, because you're not smart enough to have the arts. Equal access is an issue, and it's something that we have addressed. We've really, I think, been forward thinking about it. How could we be so focused on only reading and math, only those areas when you have the arts, and that's the subject that teaches you how to live, teaches you how to collaborate, teaches you how to take risks. Those are life skills. I don't think it's negotiable. So at Millikan, we really push to see that all kids have access to the arts. And if you don't push to make it happen, it doesn't happen.
We have great supportive groups like Booster Club and PTSA that we turn to. Like PTA helps pay for our registration for our competitions, but we do a good amount of fundraising. We do a catalog fundraiser in the fall. We do advanced ticket sales for all our shows to help pay for the costs while we're working on the shows, t-shirt sales, things like that.
Fortunately, we live here in LA, and so Randy Jackson from American Idol was here the other day speaking to the musical theater kids, Wayne Brady. We have someone from the LA Opera that came in and taught a workshop, makeup artists, designers, special effects people, so it's a fabulous opportunity for them.
Our administrators and parents absolutely demand a strong, rigorous academic education, as well they should. What they see in my classroom is that when their kids are given the opportunity to apply their performing arts to our academics, their interest level and their test scores, they just skyrocket. And so I've had nothing but positive reactions from the parents when they come into the classroom regarding my curriculum.
I want smart actors. I would be failing as an educator if the kids knew how to sing and dance but couldn't read, write, and do math. Our academic classes, a lot of the kids in the arts are in honors. We demand that the kids get good grades in order to participate in our arts programs. And we also work with our academic teachers so they understand and support the arts. So it's kind of a three-way theory. There you go.
We're going to be working on our projects today, so I'm going to have you divide up into groups in just a minute.
I see the kids as being very creative and open-minded. I find that when I put them into groups, I do a lot of group work, they're able to work together as a team very well. I don't know if that comes from a lot of just working as teams with the arts, but it seems that they're able to communicate, express what they need in a meaningful way and get their tasks done a little bit faster. I also find that there's just kind of an openness to ideas, and they are able to think outside the box in many ways. You give them a problem and they think of solutions that maybe I hadn't thought of, which I appreciate.
The best thing to hear is when the parents tell you that the students love coming to your class every day, that they look forward to your period. And I think that, for me, that really makes teaching worthwhile, that students are looking forward to coming to your class and ready to learn. I mean, we know that sometimes history can, of course, not be always the favorite subject, but when you have students that tell you that they're ready and they come in dancing, ready to come into your classroom to learn about westward expansion, I mean, that really, it makes you feel good as a teacher.
We not only create dancers, we have kids that go on and dance professionally. Low percentage, like a sports team, you know, a low percentage of kids become basketball players. But what we create is an audience. So we have performers and we have audience. We have people who appreciate dance. They know what it takes. They know what's hard, what's difficult, why they're sweating. And you have an audience forever that goes to the theater and it supports dance.
Stretching. Come on, Tania, stretch it. Pull it up over your head. Stretch, 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 stretch.
The ability to focus and finish a task, which a lot of students have great difficulty with, and because the music has to be finished from beginning to end, and there's no way to stop, because if you do, the rest of the ensemble has to stop with you. So to be able to begin and end a task without hesitation and to practice it and learn it well has served me well in every aspect.
All right, step, hop, jumps.
The hardest thing is making them realize that the technique and hard work and time they have to put in is going to make that performance even better. They love it once the performance comes. And so we try to get them to take the whole thing seriously.
Has the child been exposed to the arts? Absolutely. Will they have a passion for the rest of their life? Yes. And it keeps them focused. And it's that warms my heart, is to see these little kids coming from all over LA getting an experience of a performing arts program that is just absolutely fantastic.
And stay focused. If we get frustrated, we're just going to breathe.
It's one thing to appreciate the arts. It's another thing to respect the elective courses as you do your academic courses. This school does this. This school sets funding up for these courses. This school expects even the elective teachers to have a set curriculum, that kids are going to move from here to there, that there's a whole learning process. My students not only do art, They can tell you about different brushes, vocabulary, they've got it down. So they're learning much the same they would in a math class. They're learning sequentially, they're doing what is expected of them. The funding's super important. You have to be at a school that understands that everything in art is consumable. Pretty much 90%. You need a school that's willing to put forth the money to fund an art program. And I would say, demonstrate. This goes back to my teach rather than assign. I had lots of art teachers who did a wonderful job of saying, oh, today, why don't we create a mural? I never saw them do art. I think it's really important for the teacher to actually demonstrate. And I do think it's important for the teacher to critique. I do tell my students when there's something, you know, that could be fixed, something that could make their art project better. I tell them, I will grade it, and I will also say, now, if you would like a better grade, you can go back in and look at this or look at that and bring it right back to me.
We're building confidence. We're getting them more comfortable, especially at this awkward age. You can feel a little more comfortable in your body and feel more confident in yourself and take that into anything that you're trying to do. And also, you know, you have these challenges, things you never thought you could do, a dance movement, you accomplish it. All of a sudden you realize, well, if I work hard enough at something, I can do it. And I'm going to impress other people when I can do it. And so it's really just a wonderful life lessons that we're teaching every day.
Is there anyone else there that you think possibly had a very tough journey as well?
When I have the passion in the classroom, then I really think that the students feel that as well. And I would say to any other principal, in order to get that in your school, the best thing to do would be to allow your teachers to really find something that they love and allow them to run with it and allow them to really make it their own. I think that's the most important thing.
I love coming to work every day. I'm blessed to be principal here. I couldn't ask for a better staff. I couldn't ask for a better student body or parent involvement. It just, the kids here are incredible. And they're incredible throughout our whole city of Los Angeles. I've had experiences throughout the whole Los Angeles Valley. Millikan is very unique. It's a diverse population. Kids are smiling, kids are helpful, kids are polite. It's a vision and this atmosphere that we set here at Millikan, but I couldn't be happier. So I'm just hoping that the youngsters know that their principal cares about them, that I'm approachable, and I try to make this the best place for everybody.